Nina, I know that today you're going to share with us some of your key strategies on how to really win on Instagram with social media. So let's dig into that. What would you say if somebody was listening and they were like, I know my Instagram is terrible because I really don't understand it and I just feel overwhelmed by it. What would you tell them would be the very first thing that they need to look at in their Instagram strategy?
Okay. So before we even start the engagement, consider your profile first. And your profile is your portfolio. You're going to be able to supplement how you post, whether you like to do stories, reels, so forth. But right now, let's just get you 9 good examples of your work on your profile. And I'm not
Okay.
even going to say that you have to update it, but just get 9 good photos up, or they can be videos, whatever it is. Let's just get
Okay.
that grid up and
Okay,
let's get,
so when you say the profile, I'm sorry.
yeah,
So when you say the profile, you're talking about those first 9 photos that people see when they hit your profile, when they come to your page, right?
yes. And it just has
Okay.
to be your most recent 9. I'm not going to say, don't go back and you don't have to archive things. Don't take it. Don't stress too
Right.
much, but just know that your Instagram is your portfolio.
Mm,
And when you use Instagram, it becomes like the new word of mouth when a venue is posting a recent wedding that happened and you're the planner, they're tagging you. Someone's going
mm.
to click that to your profile. What do you want them to see?
That's so good. Okay, so right, when somebody comes there, what do they see now? What about the pinned post? How do you feel about the pinned post? Because that's a fairly recent feature that's come out on Instagram, is that you can pin those top 3 posts to your profile. Do you encourage people to use that? And if so, are there any tips for what to pin?
I think it's best to pin and to use it if you have a really awesome feature. If you were
Okay.
featured in Style Me Pretty, or even if you had a celebrity wedding you did,
Mm,
or something really high profile like that, I think that's nice to pin. Or
mhm.
if you're doing a special promotion or maybe a showcase you're hosting. But other than that, I am finding, I don't know how you feel about this, Brandy, that when I'm going to profiles, when you go to Google and the first 3 things are ads and you just don't even look at it, you just scroll through. I'm starting to scroll through the pins and just go to what's most recent.
Interesting. I never thought about that. Now that you say that, I'm like, I go to someone's profile because
Yeah.
anytime a wedding pro reaches out to me for any reason whatsoever, the first thing I do is go to their Instagram because I'm just like, who are you? What are you about? How active are you? I always just go, just see, not like whether it's correct or not by any means. It's just more, who are you?
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's funny that you say that about the pin post because I didn't realize that I was scrolling past them. But I do now that you say that, I'm like, well, those are their pin posts. So what's actually most recent
Mhm.
is what I end up going to look at. Now, I do like seeing what people pin. Like if they do have the pin post, I'm always like, I wonder why they chose those 3. I think the strategy behind it's interesting, but I do scroll past them. As a coach or an educator, I tend to have whatever I'm talking about at the time pinned to my profile. So I change my pinned posts out quite often.
I would say not to stress too much about it. If you have a great introduction post, that's a great
Mm.
place to start. You don't have to pin all 3. Don't pin just to pin them because they're relevant, and don't add don't add stress to your plate if you don't need
Yeah.
it.
That's true. I do love the idea of an introduction post. I've also seen one that says, get started here or start here, maybe like a reel that you could do. And it could be an introduction to your company if you have one. If you've got something like that, don't waste it on only posting it one time and letting it run away after 24 hours, right? But you're right. You don't even have to use all 3. So if you have them, great. If you have things you want to pin, great. And if you don't worry about it. Okay.